We're talking transfer portal on today's Ohio State Football Report. Once again, I am Tom Downey. Several updates on players Ohio State was not quite able to land in the portal. Another guy hopping into the portal, maybe one of the more notable names yet outside of quarterback conversation. And some more transfer portal rumors and targets. There is a college football playoff run, but it's kind of off-season and playoffs at the same time for OSU. It's kind of challenging on the coaching staff, if we're being honest. Help us get to 7,000 subscribers. We are just 59 subs away. I know we can get there. We will be live once again for Ohio State, Oregon. Maybe massive game of the year so far, at least in terms of the CFP games. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out. YouTube.com/GoBucks. Let's begin with some running back updates here. First up, Quinten Joyner is not going to come to Ohio State. He was an alleged OSU transfer portal target. Texas Tech has really thrown around a bit of a bag. They're adding a lot of notable players in the transfer portal as they overhaul things, try to make a run in the Big 12. Joyner, originally from Texas, was at USC, transferring to the Red Raiders instead of Ohio State. Although he did get James Peoples some potentially valuable playing time in the CFP. So I wouldn't be surprised if OSU is still going to be in the market for a running back. Does not sound like they will be a realistically in the running option for Justice Haynes, the Alabama transfer, who is one of the more notable names in the portal as well, which probably should not be overlooked here. Here is the latest from 24/7 Sports, Matt Zenitz and Chris Hummer, saying South Carolina and that team up north are the two of the top schools involved with Haynes. His 3 visits have been to South Carolina, Ole Miss, that blue team, which he's visiting this weekend. Ohio State has been linked publicly to Haynes, but sources don't currently expect the Buckeyes to be involved in this one. This is the current Ohio State running back depth chart. Now, I will make note that I think there is a real chance that both Quinshon Judkins and the always electric Travion Henderson end up making the move to the NFL. That would leave James Peoples, a freshman, and Sam Williams-Dixon, a freshman as well. And I think you'd have to go find another back in the portal. Now, maybe you don't need to because you have options on the roster right now. Bo Jackson, elite name for a running back, a 4-star recruit. They also got Anthony Rogers. So you have 4 guys that are, been top 100 recruits or top 200 recruits, top set of recruits for Peoples and Williams-Dixon. They have Isaiah West. That's 5 running backs and a lot of unprovenness in that room. And, of course, always the threat of, somebody else hopping in the portal as well. So I would have interest if you can find a veteran back. I will say, portal's not going to be over yet. Last year Ohio State didn't get a commit. I think it was to the end of December, the last day of December, so 30th, 31st, something like that. And you'll see some notable guys who were in the CFP also hop in the portal here once their seasons are over. What is your concern level with the Ohio State running back room looking ahead to 2025? Scale it for me from 1 to 10 in the comment section. 1 on the low end, 10 on the high end. Let's move to the offensive line here. Isaiah World, the offensive line Nevada transfer and Ohio State transfer portal target, has hit the portal and he's gone to Oregon instead of the Buckeyes. That's another semi-notable loss for Ohio State against Oregon, which is very much brewing into a battle in the Big Ten every year, Oregon versus Ohio State, since I still don't think Michigan or Team Up North is going to be a very good program. But it's a notable loss as Ohio State trying to find more talent. They've also lost, and maybe one of the more notable players, Zen Michalski is into the portal as well. This is a player who briefly subbed in at left tackle for Ohio State after their rash of injuries. Josh Simmons, he has been banged up. He is now leaving the program. He was a top 300 recruit back in 2021, number 21 overall. What this tells me is he's been banged up. He's not going to be able to play in time at all for the CFP. So at this point, there's not much benefits to him sticking around. I believe he's got 1 more year of eligibility left in a very brief sample size for 260 snaps in his career, 2 sacks, a hit, 5 hurries. I think that Ohio State told him they were going to land a different offensive lineman in the portal, and he wasn't going to start for them, and he'll go play at lower level. But again, that is a hit to the depth up front. That's 8 players for now in the transfer portal. A couple backup offensive linemen, a couple backup quarterbacks, backup receivers. I will make note, Jaden Ballard's committed to Wisconsin, of the notable recruits so far. But Aaron Nolan is the biggest name on there, but he was not going to beat out Julian Sayin. One bad throw by Sayin in that CFP game. I don't know. A ball probably slipped out of his hand in the cold. I don't know what happens. But maybe a blowout Oregon, you get him some more playing time. It'd be nice. Not have that be the last throw he made before he probably starts next year. It doesn't matter. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. Today's show is made possible by Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December and $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. My boy Matthew Peterson has a Monday Night Football Prize Picks slate. He's picking the less than on the passing yardage, more than less than for Jordan Love and Spencer Rattler, which I don't hate because this could be just a Packers 23-3 win that they just run the crap out of the ball. He's also picking more than half field goal for Blake Grupe, the Saints kicker. Download the Prize Picks app today over at prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. It's Prize Picks. Run your game. Link will be in the comment section and the description of today's show. More offensive line updates here. Josh Thompson. Again, we're kind of playing catch up because there was a CFP game, so we didn't do videos on the transfer portal. He is done with his visits, and decision time is just around the corner per 24/7 Sports on this. Thompson took visits to LSU, Michigan State, Auburn, OSU, team up north, Tennessee. Thompson is one of the top players in the transfer portal, especially along the offensive line. Wouldn't be surprised if he's ended up as a guard option for Ohio State. I think that would be a very likely outcome there. Still maybe in the market for 2 more offensive linemen. They got one commit. They're trying to add some impact here. Thompson was good for Northwestern. 0 sacks allowed, 2 hits, 6 hurries, 3 penalties, 75.5 run blocking grade. He's not as good as Rashawn Slater, but he is a starting caliber Big Ten offensive lineman. So will Josh Thompson end up committing to Ohio State? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Let's go to Central Connecticut State's Rahtrel Perry visited the Ohio State Buckeyes. He told 24/7 Sports he is interested in Ohio State. Again, this is a very, very small school player, but he's taken other notable visits. Ohio State, obviously, Syracuse, Pittsburgh, and Maryland. I will never pretend to be out there grinding the Central Connecticut State film because I'm not insane. Why would I be? I don't think I have any Connecticut State film, by the way. 13 games played this year, this per PFF. 4 sacks, 11 hits, or 5 hits, 11 hurries. When you see kind of an outdated sack hit hurry ratio, that tells me when he gets beat, the quarterback's holding the ball too long. Like when you see that outsized ratio that favors more towards the sacks, tells me someone's getting beat. Big Ten teams are interested. ACC schools are interested. I'm going to go with the theory of Ohio State knows what they're doing, and they've got the right people involved to judge the talent properly. That also goes for Idaho State defensive lineman Logan George, who visited Ohio State last Friday. George has a litany of Power 5 offers: Ohio State, Wisconsin, Missouri, Utah, Texas A&M, Boise State, Oklahoma, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Iowa State. A lot of notable players there. This was not a highly touted recruit coming out. A 2-star, which they still do sometimes for 24/7 Sports. Sometimes it's almost 3 stars are just not ranked these days. Number 18 in the state of Idaho. 6 sacks this year for Idaho State. And the Bengals, 7 hits, 23 hurries. Again, I'm not watching Idaho State film. If Ohio State is making an offer, I trust that group and the decision makers in charge there to identify the talent properly. Appreciate everyone who made it to the end of today's video. If you did, like the video for me right now.